serious problem for Carlos Alcaraz at the ATP Finals. Carlos Alcaraz hasn't had much luck in the ATP Finals draw and finds himself in an extremely tough group with Novak Djokovic as his main rival, while Jannik Sinner seems to have had fortune on his side. The ATP Finals are just around the corner, with action set to begin this Monday in Turin. The year-end tennis celebration brings together the world's top 8 players and will be crucial to assessing the current state of the sport. After Jannik Sinner snatched the world number 1 ranking from Carlos Alcaraz at the Paris Masters 1000, the Spaniard has the chance to take it back. To do so, he must reach the semi-finals undefeated or make it to the final. It won't be easy, something that became clear once the groups were revealed. Alcaraz, with Djokovic. Once again, luck hasn't been on Carlos Alcaraz's side. The Spaniard tends to struggle on very fast surfaces, and this tournament won't be an exception. Moreover, after losing his Paris opener to camaraderie, he arrives with few clear references for his indoor season. Facing Novak Djokovic, assuming he plays, as expected, certainly doesn't help. The Serbian, the tournament's all-time record holder, returns after missing the 2024 edition. He's been drawn alongside 2 other very dangerous opponents who will make life difficult for both top seeds. On one side stands one of the best players of the year, Taylor Fritz. However, the American has had a rough time on this indoor swing, suffering tough losses in Basel and Paris. More reliable should be Alex de Minaur, a steady, gritty player who always complicates things in these events. That said, Alcaraz has historically done very well against the Aussie. Sinner, with better luck. As for Jannik Sinner, the current world number 1, though he'll lose that ranking on Monday pending whether he can defend his title, his main rival will be Alexander Zverev. The German showed in Paris that, when confident, he can beat anyone, but also that he tends to falter in big matches. Sinner crushed him in the semifinals. Then there's the group's supposed Cinderella, Ben Shelton, who's struggled with injuries and inconsistency in recent months. Rounding out the quartet is either Felix Auger-Aliassime or Lorenzo Musetti, depending on who wins in Athens. On paper, the Canadian would make the group much tougher, potentially even contending for the second spot, while Musetti would likely find it much harder. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner are already in Turin, preparing well ahead of the final event of the calendar. The ATP Finals 2025 won't just decide the year's last major champion, they'll also determine who finishes the season as world number 1. Still, none of this affects the strong friendship between the Spaniard and the Italian. They reunited at the Alcaraz Arena with a warm hug and laughter, showing the genuine camaraderie between them, a beautiful image that leaves fans eager for the action to begin. Alcaraz arrives in Turin and begins training. Carlos Alcaraz landed in Turin amid an electric atmosphere. From the airport, fans chanted his name non-stop. His energy, smile, and warmth made every greeting feel personal. The young Spaniard appeared relaxed, confident, and ready to face the challenge ahead. He's not only aiming to win but also to enjoy every moment of this tournament that gathers the best players in the world. After a few days of rest at home, Alcaraz is now in Turin to compete in the ATP Finals, a title he's yet to win. That goal, combined with the chance to end the year as world number 1, gives him extra motivation. While the final group compositions were still pending, the player from El Palmar had already trained at Turin's Alcaraz Arena alongside Taylor Fritz. For this session on the main court, he trained with world number 4 Taylor Fritz, someone he could face during the competition featuring the season's top 8 players. He was accompanied by his key team members, Juan Carlos Ferrero and Samu Lopez, his head and assistant coaches, both aware that there's no room for error at this event. In the stands, Italian fans also welcomed him warmly, knowing they're witnessing the rise of a new tennis era. Their respect for his talent transcends nationalities. Even Sinner's fans recognize in Carlos a unique force driving tennis toward a bright future. But behind his smile lies determination. Alcaraz knows this tournament could define his position as world number 1. The pressure is immense, but his positive attitude and passion for competition make him a role model for younger generations. More than just a player, he's a symbol of effort, joy, and authenticity. The final title still to be decided on the ATP Tour. Right now, the only thing left to settle is the year-end ranking. Sinner, with his Paris Masters 1000 title, took the top spot from Alcaraz, but he'll lose it next Monday when the 2024 ATP Finals points are removed. However, the new edition of the ATP Finals begins next Sunday in Turin, where Alcaraz will only need 3 match wins to secure the year-end number 1 ranking for the second time in his career, matching Bjorn Borg, Stefan Edberg, and Lleyton Hewitt. Alcaraz has been fine-tuning his preparation in Murcia before flying to Turin this Wednesday for his third consecutive appearance at the ATP Finals, November 9 to 16. Up for grabs are the prestigious Maestro title, previously won by only two Spaniards, Manolo Orantes and Alex Corretja, and the year-end world number 1 ranking. Jannik Sinner has reclaimed the top spot in the entry list, but the ranking to watch is the 2025 race, where Alcaraz trails by 1,050 points. That means Carlos needs just 500 points to clinch the year-end number 1. In practice, that translates to 3 wins in the round-robin stage, or 2 plus a semi-final appearance. Sinner, who won the Paris Masters on Sunday, arrived in Turin on Monday afternoon. Alcaraz is set to land at midday Wednesday, drop his luggage at the hotel, and, according to Marca, head straight to the Inalpai Arena for his first training session. Alcaraz hits the jackpot, receives the biggest bonus in tennis. A premature exit in Paris shouldn't overshadow an outstanding 2025 season for Carlos Alcaraz, regardless of what happens in the ATP Finals or the Davis Cup in Bologna. The Spaniard has won Roland Garros and the US Open, reached the Wimbledon final, and claimed 3 Masters 1000 titles, Monte Carlo, Rome, and Cincinnati. It's precisely this category that has boosted his bank account. At the end of the year, the ATP distributes $21 million among the 30 players who earned the most points in Masters 1000 tournaments, and Alcaraz, who won the most, is the biggest beneficiary. He'll receive $4.5 million, minus deductions for tournaments he skipped, Toronto, Madrid, and Shanghai. However, since he performed media duties in Madrid, the reduction is smaller. In total, about €3.1 million will go to Alcaraz for finishing with the most Masters 1000 points, 3,420. Sinner, despite winning Paris, trails with 2,300. The ATP Finals don't count toward this bonus. Alcaraz also pocketed the ATP 500 bonus, worth $1 million, for earning the most points at that level, thanks to his titles in Rotterdam, Queens, and Tokyo, and a runner-up finish in Barcelona. Sinner won the final Masters 1000 of the year and reclaimed the number 1 ranking that Alcaraz had taken after his second US Open title. Still, Carlos can regain the top spot and end the year as the world's best. He may only need to reach the semifinals in Turin to overtake the Italian, who defends 1,500 points as last year's champion. Alcaraz, who won only 1 match in 2024, defends just 200 points and has several paths back to the throne. Sinner leads by 250 points, and Alcaraz needs to earn 500 in Turin to ensure he finishes on top regardless of Sinner's results. That would mean winning 3 group matches, or possibly 2 plus a semi-final victory and reaching the final. Sinner, for his part, would need to win the tournament undefeated, or, if he drops a match, hope Alcaraz fails to win any. Carlos Alcaraz makes a decision for next season. Finishing the year as world number 1 remains Alcaraz's top priority, but he's also planning for next season. He's already confirmed his participation in Queens, a tournament that has always brought him luck. As the tennis season draws to a close, and with the Davis Cup and ATP Finals still ahead, Alcaraz and his team are mapping out his 2026 schedule. One confirmed stop is the Queen's Club Championships in London. Queens is a special event for Carlos. It brings back great memories, as he's already won it twice, and every time he's played it, he's gone on to reach the Wimbledon final. The tournament serves as the perfect warm-up for the British major. Alcaraz first played Queens in 2023, winning the title, and then Wimbledon weeks later, returned in 2024, losing in the second round to Jack Draper, and in 2025 lifted the trophy again, beating Yuri Lehecka. Queens is a very special tournament for me, one I look forward to every year. This year was amazing, coming back and winning my second title here, Alcaraz said. The men's event will run from June 13 to 21, while the women's event will take place from June 6 to 14, with defending champion Amanda Anisimova already confirmed. Carlos Alcaraz's plan for the grass season. Queens, an ATP 500 event, is one of the best tournaments to prepare for Wimbledon because its grass is very similar to that of the All England Club. In Alcaraz's case, he usually arrives in London shortly after Roland Garros, rents a house near the All England Club, and stays there for a month with the goal of winning both titles.